What is up, Pokemon fans? Professor Prometheus Pine here with episode 7 of Pining for Pro. In this episode, I am going to be trying out a Ho-Oh team created by James Baek. Now, this is an interesting team in that Ho-Oh does not run weakness policy. Our Tyranitar actually is going to be the mon that instead runs this power boosting item. Now, Ho-Oh is great as it is able to recover its health not only with its move but with its ability as well. Safety goggles make it so that it is able to handle Pokemon that use the move Rage Powder, as well as it blocks Amoonguss with Spore. Additionally, we have Lapras on our team, which is going to be able to hit with that G-Max Resonance. And as well, we have Amoonguss, which allows us to have that Rage Powder Spore combination to redirect our opponent's moves, put them to sleep, and has access to Clear Smog, which allows us to remove the status changes from our opponent. Now, Ho-Oh does hit hard, but the powerhouses of our team are going to be the Landorus, which does give us that option of speed control with the max airstream, another great feature of Ho-Oh as well, but the duo of Tyranitar and Dracozolt. Now this is going to be awesome because of the Sandstorm being put up with Tyranitar, as well as the Sand Rush Life Orb combination from the Dracozolt. This is going to make Dracozolt extremely fast and hit very hard. Now, I don't know about you, but I am super excited to get into these battles today. I want to hopefully get some better luck than we did during yesterday or last week's matches with our Shadow Calyrex team. So, I don't think we're going to get frozen, but hey, you never know. Let's see what we can do. And we did drop down into Great Ball Tier 7. Does not feel good, but hopefully we can only go up from there. Check out to see what possibly we're going to face from our opponents in this higher level Great Ball tier, or I guess mid-level Great Ball tier. I do enjoy these teams that I've been trying out that have been more on the offensive side, and it is great. I love running G-Max Lapras. It offers us great utility in terms of bulk additions, being able to set up those screens with G-Max Resonance. It also has access to Perish Song, a great move that allows you to just set up a Perish Song, some Protects, to safely close out a game. We'll see if we can get into find an opponent sometime soon. Hopefully today, but you never know. And there we are, facing Angel. What do you got for us? Okay, we are facing a Palkia team. Another mon that I don't face too often, but again, outside of these battles, I haven't been really keeping up with the current series. I actually prefer the last series a lot. And with this, I think I'm just going to lead Tyranitar Dracozolt here. This will gonna be sneaky here. Get out the Amoonguss and the Dracozolt. I'll also run T-Tar to allow us to set up that Sandstorm. Now what Amoonguss is going to do hopefully is just redirect in the initial turns. Maybe, for lucky, redirect something from Dracozolt to try to cut our opponent from dealing too much damage. Dracozolt, I believe, also gets a speed boost ability. I can't remember which one it does, but it could be yeah, whatever whatever the Sandstorm speed ability is. Gosh, I need to play more Pokemon. But we are facing against an interesting combination that looks like Fairy Silvally. And from here, I think I should just Rage Powder and Beak Bolt. See how that plays out. Now, it's not going to be dealing as much damage, unfortunately, but what it will do is hopefully deal a significant chunk to that Articuno. We do get the Rage Powder off, which is good, because the multi-attack there is what I was worried about. Freezing Glare does come out into the Amoonguss. See if Amoonguss can hang on. It does not, but that's fine, because it gives me access to a very hard-hitting move from our Dracozolt. Now from here, it would probably be smarter just to go directly into T-Tar. What that'll allow us to do is get that speed boost just right off the bat. If we're lucky, we'll be able to get a solid hit off into... Actually, our last Pokemon is Lapras. I don't know if I should just... I'm thinking Rock Slide. Rock Slide and Beak Bolt. Bolt Beak, that one. Into the Silvally. I am a little more worried about Silvally than I am the Palkia. So this is gonna hit hard. Very, very hard. That's just great. To get the Spatial Rend off, that is probably gonna take out a Dracozolt. But Tyranitar does get some damage off into Palkia with that Rock Slide. And a good solid chunk as well. We do chip away with our Sandstorm damage, and we get out Lapras. Now this is going to be great, because Lapras is going to be able to Gigantamax and dish out a good amount of damage. From here, I think it's safe to Rock Slide and hit the Resonance. That'll make sure that I'm taking less damage from attacks. It'll just be a better way, I think. It'll more secure our end game. With the Lapras Gigantamaxing. We are either outspeeding with Lapras, which would be honestly awesome, or they are choosing not to Dynamax right now, which could be the case, but honestly is a little interesting. Palkia does come out with the Earth Power, which does not deal enough damage to Tyranitar. Tyranitar is able to get that weakness policy off, which is going to be great for dealing with my opponent. Flash Cannon does come out. It does KO the Tyranitar. Unfortunately, that is going to make this match a lot more difficult, especially with my Resonance not KOing the Palkia. It's hard to say how I want to play this right now. Palkia should be going down to Sandstorm damage. Now, unfortunately, that means that I am probably, in order to make sure that happens, I can't use Max Geyser here. With that, I don't know if I want to use my Max Guard, or, you know, I think that is the safer play. I'm going to Max Guard here, and then hopefully Palkia will go down in the coming turns. They do Dynamax their Heatran. We do fire off a Max Guard, which is good. It does allow us to waste one of their turns of Dynamaxing. Palkia does go down to the Sandstorm damage. We do get a little bit of chip damage, unfortunately, but hopefully we can still get this back. Maybe set up a Geyser. Hopefully get the rain up, but they could just Max Guard on us in exchange. What this will do, though, is if they guard, we can further protect and take even less damage from their probably Max Steel Spike. See what our opponent does go with here. They just go straight for the Steel Spike. Alright. It does not deal a ton of damage, which is great, thanks to that Resonance. We'll see how this plays out. They could be Weakness Policy Heatran, which would be interesting. But hopefully we can get off. I believe this is a Hydro Pump. So hopefully we can get off the Hydro Pump. I'm going to try to protect for now. Try to mitigate as much damage as I can from this Heatran. We might be seeing... Okay, we are seeing another Steel Spike, so that is nice. Means that our opponent has boosted their defenses, but we were able to successfully really mitigate their Dynamax here. Realistically, I mean, Perish Song is technically an option. We do get outsped by the Heatran, so that'd be an interesting choice. Flash Cannon does come off. It does hit hard, but we do get the Hydro Pump off, and I think that's going to be game. And it is awesome. It is always a great way starting out these battles in Pining for Pro with a win. Makes the other ones much more enjoyable, even if they aren't. So we'll I'll check what our opponent has for the next match. We'll see how this goes. We are back into Great Ball Tier 8. Great feeling. and see what our opponent is and what they're bringing. Alright, it does look like we are facing a Sun team. So, in this case, I'm thinking it's going to be better actually bringing Ho-Oh and Dracozolt. Ho-Oh Dracozolt will allow us to deal with any potential leads in the beginning, because Lapras, or with Landorus and Tyranitar in the back, this will give us the option to possibly take out the Venusaur and deal quite a bit of damage, potentially with Dracozolt here, and possibly even just switch out into the Tyranitar to give Dracozolt that speed boost immediately. Now I am gonna leave Lapras. I have found Lapras does not always match up well against Venusaur, because Venusaur is such a versatile Pokemon that it is just able to dish out a lot of damage to Lapras immediately, or just put it to sleep if it does not Dynamax or Gigantamax. So with this, I am actually going to max Airstream into the Venusaur and just straight up protect with Dracozolt. My goal here is to make it so that my Dracozolt does outspeed and hits hard. And another great thing about this is that we are going to be hitting this Venusaur hard. Hopefully they go for the Sleep Powder into really either Pokemon in this case, because we do have the safety goggles on the Ho-Oh, which means that our opponent is not going to have a good time with trying to put us to sleep. And the safety goggles work. We get that Airstream off, and we do a ton of damage to that Venusaur. I believe that is taking it out. Our speed is boosted, and the damage is going to start accruing on our opponent's Pokemon. It's such a nice team, being able to have that safety goggles on Ho-Oh instead of weakness policy, because it really just, it takes out so much from our opponent. And in this case, honestly, we're going to be dealing a ton of damage because our Dracozolt not only has such high speed stat from our boost, but more importantly, has access to Earthquake. So it's going to be dealing a lot of damage to our opponent here. We do see an interesting Dynamax from our opponent's end, Dynamax Jolteon. Now, I've seen Wolf Glick use this a couple times, and it is very threatening. Hopefully, we are able to dish out enough damage to where this isn't as threatening. They are max flaring into the Dracozolt. Wow, that's a crit. Okay, I was gonna say that's pretty impressive considering the resistance is going on, but we do get the max flare off into Jolteon, and Jolteon goes down. So we do not have to worry about that. Ho-Oh is affected by the Yawn, but honestly, it's not as scary as a lot of the other things that could be coming out from my opponent. Now, I am just going to dish out as much as I can here. I see no real reason to try and switch out the Ho-Oh. Charizard does outspeed, which is interesting, actually. That must mean that it is a choice scarfed. And we do get, see, Torkoal healing here. Solar Power does do its toll on Charizard. And from here out, honestly, I'm gonna set up a Sandstorm with my Tyranitar here. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't get all the speed boosts that my Dracozolt was getting from the Ho-Oh, but hopefully we'll be able to do quite a bit of damage nonetheless. Now I'm thinking Brave Bird into Torkoal here, and just Rock Slide. Charizard, if I'm right, will be just using a Heat Wave. So, not going to be dealing a lot of damage to my Tyranitar. Now this is great. We are 2-0 going into our third and final match for today. That is a hefty boost in our ranking. Let's see if we can get one more. I doubt it will bring us to Great Ball Tier 9, but hopefully, we can always hope that it will. Now this, as I've said before, it is such a good combination having Ho-Oh have the safety goggles, because it really helps to take care of the Venusaurs that are so prevalent. With this, we are facing a Yveltal team. Now they do have some good speed control with the Regieleki, and honestly, right now, I think one of my best leads might just be Lapras and Dracozolt. I'll have Tyranitar on the back and Landorus. That does leave me, unfortunately, pretty susceptible to a Rillaboom, but it's not worth. I don't know that Ho-Oh would be able to deal enough to my opponent without getting basically one shot by either Regieleki or by my opponent's Tapu Fini. So we'll see how this plays out. I like my opponent's style there. It's a good lead. Very simple yet elegant. And we do definitely get a counter to that Lapras. So I have to watch out for that. I am going to honestly, I think it's going to be better. I think I have to risk Tyranitar here. I don't know that I'm going to outspeed with my Dracozolt, and quite honestly, by using Earthquake, it's definitely gonna be dealing a lot of damage to T-Tar. Maybe it's enough to pop the weakness policy and take out. Not with that. Well, Tyranitar's going down. But Hopefully Earthquake, with the weakness of the grassy terrain, takes out Regieleki. It does not, unfortunately. So, that's a bummer. Let's see what my opponent does. They just use Thunderbolt. So, does not deal a lot to Dracozolt. Does not lower my speed, which I think is also very important. Because now I can... Now I think I'm going to actually... I think I'll bring out Lapras. Hopefully I can take out Rillaboom here. And Regieleki. I think this time I'm just going to Dragon Claw. Lapras, I would think, takes this hit. Then I can fire off that Resonance, which is the real goal of this. Because Dracozolt's going to be hitting hard, no matter what it's facing. They do send out the Grassy Glide. That does deal a lot of damage. And Dragon Claw is enough. That's weird to say against a Regieleki, but see if Resonance takes out Rillaboom. It might not. It does. That's awesome. Now we have a very fast, very hard-hitting Dracozolt, and we have that Aurora Veil. That's a great combination on our end. We get a little bit of health from this grassy terrain. Our opponent has not Dynamaxed yet, which is a little worrisome. Especially they do come out with Metagross and Tapu Fini. Okay. Misty Terrain does come out. It's honestly, I don't know what to expect from my opponent's end here. G-Max Resonance is not really great in either case. We have quite a bit of turns left of the Sandstorm. I'm probably just going to hit Metagross, try to get some chip in, and going to hit hard with my Bolt Beak. That, and I think I said that in the right order. They're Dynamaxing Metagross, which I was kind of expecting. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to take out Metagross with Landorus. That's gonna, yeah, one-shot Tapu Fini, which is awesome. And now, see what comes out of my opponent's end. Max Quake. I'm sure that's going into the Dracozolt. And it is, and it does take it out. That is unfortunate. But what it does mean is that I don't need Sandstorm up anymore. So I can fire away with a G-Max, or a Max, gosh, water, that one, Max Geyser, without worrying too much about what my opponent uses. From here, yeah, I'm thinking just Max Geyser, and coming out with maybe a Ra. I want to say Superpower, but I think I'm going to outspeed, and I don't want that kind of drop on my stats. Fly would be interesting, because it would mean that my opponent isn't able to hit Landers for a couple turns. We might try that. We do get the max steel spike, unfortunately, over to the Lapras, which does survive, which is great. But his defenses are now boosted. So we get Max Geyser out. That does deal some nice, I guess some nice damage into the Metagross. I'm just gonna try to Hydro Pump this round. Try to hit that Metagross. Thankfully, I don't know that he can do much outside of maybe targeting Lapras. I mean, he can target my Landorus, but I don't know if a Steel Spike will be enough. It is going to boost its defenses, though, which is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie. So I guess now I don't see Metagross dealing enough damage yet. So I think I'm going to Rock Slide. Best case scenario, we get a flinch and Lapras connects. See how many turns I have left. A Veil. 3. I'll try one more Rock Slide. Hopefully they don't run any ice. Well, they didn't use it, so we'll see. Meteor Mash might be enough. Take me out. Ooh, and we survive. Alright, well. We'll see. They might run Bullet Punch. Yep. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. We probably could have taken them out with an Earthquake, but like I said, I didn't want to... In the event they didn't run Bullet Punch, which honestly most Metagross don't, I didn't want to power it up so that it would one-shot my my Landorus. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. I think it was a pretty decent run, and if you liked the video, click that like button. Subscribe to stay up to date on all of my Pining for Pro videos and all of my Pokemon Trainer School videos. I'll catch you guys all next time. Professor Prometheus Pine, out.